When I was about 15 years old, my family started going to a holiness place, and that was the first time I'd seen people speak in tongues and really shout and dance under the power of God. And right from the beginning, it made sense to me. In my mind, I got that the baptism of the Holy Ghost was a new birth, and when you were born again. But being a teenager, you go through normal teenage stuff, you go through high school and all the stuff that goes along with that. But over time, it sank into me and really started resonating. And I told God, I said, God, if this Holy Ghost is real, then you're going to have to hit me in the head with a brick. I want to know that it's not me. It's not anything that I'm doing of my flesh, but that it is really of you and that it's coming out of heaven. So you're going to have to hit me in the head with a brick and prove to me that it's not anything of my flesh. And when I was 19 years old and a freshman in college, I had an experience that summer. Some family and friends from the Kentucky area came down to visit. And when I was riding in the vehicle with one of them, they had a song that I'd never heard before. And in the song, it was talking about Jesus being on the cross and how he could have called 10,000 angels down to rescue him, and he had a way out, but that he chose to stay on the cross for you and me, for our salvation. And that summer, when I was 19 years old, I was working in a warehouse, and I was loading and unloading tractor trailers full of boxes. And I remember being in the back of that truck thinking about that song and what Jesus did, and that he had a way out, but he endured the cross for us. And I just started crying. I just broke down crying in the back of that transfer truck thinking, oh, Jesus, you did that for us, and you didn't have to. That was special. And then right about that same time, just a little bit afterwards, I had broken my watch at work, and there was that little metal clip, that little springy thing that holds your watch band on. And I was looking for it, and I went into the local store to find it, and they didn't have any of the ones that fit my watch. And I happened to look down on the floor, and there was, in the corner, rolled up against the side of the counter, was this one little watch spring. And it happened to be the one that I needed to fit my watch. And it went through my mind, I could just put this thing in my pocket and walk out, and my watch would be fixed. The thing only cost 25 cents. But I didn't. I stopped, and I said, that's not the right thing to do. So I went up to the counter, and I talked to the lady, and I said, look, I'm looking for this exact piece, but you guys don't sell it. It's not on any other rack. And she basically said, we don't have it in our system. I don't know where that thing came from. We don't have it. I can't even sell it to you if I wanted to because I don't know how to code it. She said, go ahead and take it. You can have it. And that did something for me, like doing the right thing in a situation where it would have been very easy to just say, this thing only cost 25 cents, put it in my pocket and walk out. And shortly after that, there was a meeting that I was in, and I wasn't even thinking about myself. Someone else was up getting prayed for, and I was sitting in my chair, and the thought came to me, it's like, I should stand up and go up and to pray for that person. And all I had to do was make the motion. I went to stand up and get out of my chair, and I went from the chair to being flat on my face in the floor. The Lord hit me in the head with a brick that day. He really did. In midair between the seat and the floor, he baptized me with the Holy Ghost, and I started speaking in tongues. And that's the story of how I received the Holy Ghost when I was 19 years old and a freshman in college.